Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Chris Hendrix. Just before we get into the video, I just want to say happy New Year to every single one out there, especially to those who are trying to get into the forex exchange markets and stuff. So I'm just trying to wish you guys luck. So today I just want to give you an overview of like a few pairs and an update about what's been happening ever since 2022 started. So the first trade that I'm looking to take uh, this year is Australian dollar against Japanese yen. So with this one, uh, today is I think today is Thursday. So let me just today is a Thursday. So I'm gonna minimize maximize my screen. So as you can see, we have uh, these historical downtrend since early, I think that's 2013 Jan, around there. So basically, the previous decade, we kind of had like a downtrend throughout the year. So just to draw the structure correctly, because the structure has to consist of three consecutive touches, which is 1, 2, and the third one right here. So that is the support, and you have our resistance there. And now what we need to focus on, since basically the reason why we had to draw out this structure and basically figure out the structure and what it looks like and where it's going is because it tells us the direction. So basically every impulse has a correction. After correction we have a breakout, which is the momentum that we are expecting to have. So that is that. Moving on to the smaller time frames. Before we move on to the small time frame, we can see that after this huge impulse from when was this, 2020 March, we had a huge impulse to the upside, and now the market is having strong corrections. And as you can see, this is the daily, and sorry, let me just get rid of this. It was just to illustrate the direction and the structure. So moving on to a descent scale. So you can see we have this resistance zone right here, and at the bottom there's a strong support, which is a double bottom or a W for those who, okay, I'm sorry, I used the wrong tool. Let me just get the right one. It's a W formation for those who don't know the basics. So the whole idea of a W formation is for you to spot it while it's still in around these areas here, and your position would look like this. So you would buy the last leg of the W. So that also confirms our upwards direction. So now we can scale down to 4 hours and see what we could have. So here we had a bunch of impulses. This was the first impulse, then you had your correction, then you had a huge impulse to the upside, right? Sorry, as you can see now we have this, and we're expecting movement to the upside. So what's next from there is you need to spot your corrections, or in our case your flag or pattern. So this was a nice bullish flag. We could have executed at this point, and to the upside, as you can see, this is a almost a 5% trade, which is very, very lucrative. So that was our first entry. Let me just try to get an anchor or something to point out that area. Actually, it's okay. Okay, I think we can use these. Let me see how it looks. Okay, yeah. So basically, that was our first entry of this setup. Now we can scale down to the 2 hour time frame to see if we can have something similar to this, which was this. This yellow color is not visible enough. So we had something like that, and right now we put that as well. And so we need to spot out these touches that are only 1, 2, 3 touches, and the third one, that's where we enter. And looking at our structure right here, the current price, you can see if you just draw a flat horizontal line, we already have our 3 touches that we need to execute this trade, which is 1, 2, and the third one right here. And that is where we can just go ahead and execute this buy. But then you still need more confirmation regarding the candlesticks, so you need to look very carefully. I'll just remove this for now. Just need us to focus on this area basically. So you can see at the trend line or support, we had a nice rejection, and then the following candlestick was a bullish candlestick, which looks more like a doji or morning star or evening star. I forgot what you call them. I just know how it looks like, you feel me? And the following candlestick right after this bullish one, which was a signal to buy, we had a very bullish candlestick. So right now you can see we have enough confirmation just to enter at any point. Obviously, if you had entered right after this doji candlestick, this signal candlestick right here, you would have been still in profits, even regardless of this pullback. But then if you waited for a series of two bullish candlesticks after the rejection, which is what I traditionally do because I feel like it's the best way to confirm my entries. But then in this case, it means I would have been in the red so far. As you can see, by that much. But then keep in mind, I don't necessarily only use the 1 hour time frame to see these kind of patterns. As you can see from the 1 hour the half an hour time frame. Let me just bring back my horizontal line. It was probably around this area. So as you can see, this was the very bullish candlestick. So as you can see, we had a nice rejection right here, and then the following candlestick, this one, let me just try to highlight it. These two candlesticks would have been enough confirmation for me to enter this trade because they're both bullish. They are signaling me to buy this setup. It's confirming. So I had multiple confirmations, which is called confluence. So when you have such confluence to this degree, all you have to do is execute your trade, which means I would have waited for this one right after this one rejected, because this was our main rejection. As you can see with this long pin bar, this was our main rejection, and then that is when the price started telling us now you should be preparing to buy. They closed the following candlestick in the green, which is bullish. It closed bullish. The following also closed bullish, which means this is a series of two candlesticks that are the same, confirming me to buy. So I would have entered right when this one closed, which means the next opening, which is right here, it seems like I'm kind of too zoomed in. Let me just get rid of this. So the opening of this candlestick would have been my entry. So right now I'll still be almost at break even, but you can see the price is trying to push back up. So this is, I'm gonna hold this for a while and so on. I'm still trying to explain the entries and stuff, so you can go to the 15-minute time frame if you really want to see everything, and in this case I'm just going to refer to the line graph to see what's happening. And as you can see, we still have the same concept of where the price had an impulse and then a correction. Now it has to carry on with the impulse right after this correction right here that's forming. So you need to look out for that. And this could be an inverse head and shoulders. This could just, if it rejects at these levels right here, this could just mean it's a simple head and shoulders. We can take that as a signal as well, but then it seems like the price is gonna push back down to these levels right here and to these levels right here and start maybe rejecting, and that is when we can enter as well. It's just a matter of monitoring your trades. Just keep watching it form, but don't be glued to the screen. So basically, that is AUDJPY, and remember that concept of two a series of two candlesticks that are the same. So right here in the 4-hour time frame, we have that concept. We have this rejection, and the following candlestick was bullish, and the following is also bullish, which means right after this candlestick closes, I can enter, and it closes in about it seems like in 3 hours. So I'll be waiting for that if I don't want to take the smaller time frames, because in most cases the smaller time frames are basically traps that are not that accurate, so it's better to wait for the biggest time frame confirmation. So this is what we have with AUD I'm just gonna point it out properly and remove all the extra bits for you guys to take a screenshot if you are interested in such. Just hold on. Okay, seems like I've got everything, and I'm just gonna put back our point again. So this is what we have. I can just bring back the previous setup, and so you can see this is a repetition of what happened previously. The market always repeats itself. I can literally show you guys. You can see this almost resembles what happened, but then it's not that accurate. But then you can see it's almost in the it's almost a similar shape. I just need to adjust my trend lines, and then it's the same thing. So basically this is what we're expecting with AUDJPY. I'm gonna move on to the next pair, which is NSDJPY, and then it's the similar thing. It's literally the similar thing, but then it's not entirely the same, but then it's quite similar. As you can see, we have a huge impulse, and we have this 1, 2, 3 thing going on, and you can see it's sort of like an inverse head and shoulders. We have our first shoulder right there, head, and then that is our last shoulder, which is a buy, and that is the reason why we are looking for buys with the setup as well. And another reason is this whole thing is a structure that consists of 3 touches, which is 1, 2, 3 touch, which means on the third touch with the highest probability it's gonna go up. And scaling down to the 4-hour time frame, let me remove this. With the 4-hour time frame, you can see we have the same structure similar to what we have previously. And if I scroll down, you can see we have reversal candlesticks right here with this huge rejection, and the bullish candlesticks and bearish candlesticks were pretty much fighting at this point, where we had a huge momentum to the upside, but then they took it back down to almost break even. But then it's still a bullish candlestick. If you can see, it's not black like the bearish one, it's just white like the one that's happening. And the same thing happened. They managed to pull back up again, but then they were brought down once back again. But then if this one closes the same way as this one, which is bullish, which means I'm gonna execute my buy at that point to the upside. So that is that. And the last setup that I want to look at is Nasdaq. I want to start this from maybe the daily, but then it's not widely common to use the daily. But then I just want to give you guys a huge scale and perspective. But then the first thing I'll do with Nasdaq is basically get your highs and your lows. But then with this one, I prefer to use blocks instead, like zones. I'd have this and have that. So you can see Nasdaq is kind of like moving in a channel. It is corrective. It has been corrective for a while now. Sorry. And you can see it had it's the same concept with the rest of the pairs. It had this huge momentum, and now it's correcting, and it's just waiting to go up. And you know when we want to enter, right before the market goes up, we wait for a nice 1 2 3 touch, which is 1 2 hold on, second one, and then the third one. That's why we should be looking for the price to go up. But then when this is Nasdaq, once again, it's an indice, so we're probably gonna hold. Okay, I'm sorry, let me fix that. So we're probably just only gonna hold till around these areas. Remember, there's the 4-hour time frame, and with Nasdaq, this small movement is enough for a huge payout as long as you leverage your account properly. So we need to go down to maybe 30 minutes. I just want to see what could be happening. Let me just draw that. Remove this. So you can see Nasdaq is kind of like forming a very weird inverse head and shoulders. It's quite weird, but then I do believe next Nasdaq should buy at this point. We should be looking at movements to the upside. Let me just check the confirmation candlesticks and the 1-hour time frame, but then the 1-hour time frame already moved, which means we had this first bullish candlestick and then the second one, which means just these two alone were enough for us to buy Nasdaq. These two alone. Let me just change the color of this to maybe, so just these two candlesticks right here, 1 2, the first one and the second one, so we could have bought right here, which means even right now with Nasdaq would still be nearly at break even, because it hasn't moved that much. It's still forming a correction, and what I mean is that it had this impulse, and now Nasdaq is forming a correction. Now the market has to go back up in such a way, so we should be looking at buys for Nasdaq. We can go to maybe 15 minutes and see if we have levels that we could put. Okay, I'll start with this one, put it right here, and then I'll have this one too. So basically, if the price gets around these areas, rejects with huge spikes, I'm buying those spikes. I'm buying Nasdaq. So unless if I'm wrong and this completely goes down, then I don't know. That would be just bad luck, I guess. Wrong trade, wrong setup. But then these are my setups for basically for the rest of the week, because okay, until next week, because it's already Thursday. So okay, let me just scale up to the day to 1 hour time frame, so you guys can take screenshots of the setup. Just hold on. Okay, so this is what we have. So yeah, that is the setup with Nasdaq. That will be all. So thank you guys once again for watching our videos. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, share with your friends, family, whoever's interested in trading and having mentorship. I'll put all the information if you guys are interested in mentorship from NBA Never Broke Again, with the co-host, co-owner Manandothegoat. So till again.
You get rid of her. Run a fire down in Panama. Take a movie, but on cinema. No tapes, no cameras. No tapes, no cameras. I'm back in the studio. Damn, you know I'm so fucking yo. Damn, you know how they teddy yo. Emerson moving, big daddy yo. Diamonds be dancing on my teeth. You know I'm fresh, boy.